right, friends, this is Math Chat number 18. Again, we're revisiting Module 3, and we're talking about some fractions. Our last couple videos, we've been adding and subtracting fractions and mixed numbers with unlike denominators. Today, our I can statement is I can solve two-step word problems. Not gonna lie, this one's gonna be a little tricky. This Math Chat has a lot of steps involved for each problem. So if you've noticed, I only gave you guys 4 problems for this Math Chat. If you get stuck, please do not be afraid to text me. My number is 989-387-5289. Give me a call, shoot me an email, message me on Dojo, whatever works best for you. I'm here to help you guys because this one's going to be kind of challenging. I'm going to do the first one with you because, again, we're doing two-step problems with fractions with unlike denominators. So there's going to be a lot to just one problem. Starting off with number 1, George weeded 1/5 of the garden, and Summer weeded some too. When they were finished, 2/3 of the garden still needed to be weeded. What fraction of the garden did Summer weed? So this problem is going to be a little challenging because we know that George weeded some of the garden, or we know that George weeded 1/5 of the garden. We know Summer weeded some. We don't know how much she weeded, but we know when they're all said and done, 2/3 still need to be weeded. So I'm going to come over here to my whiteboard. We know that 2/3 was left. 2/3 was left to be weeded. And we know that George weeded 1/5. So if 2/3 was left to be weeded, that tells me that together, George and Summer weeded at least 1/3, because 1/3 plus my 2/3 is going to get me 1/2. Okay? So I know that between George and Summer, they weeded 1/3 of the garden because there was 2/3 left. So that tells me that what I can do is I can go ahead and say, okay, well, 1/3 equals what George weeded of 1/5 plus the question mark. We don't know what Summer weeded. Okay, we still don't know what that is. So to find out what that question mark is going to be, I need to get rid of this 1/5. So I'm going to subtract 1/5 from my 1/3 because I want to know what plus 1/5 is going to get me 1/3. So to get rid of this 1/5 on this side, I need to do the opposite of what's happening to it, and I need to subtract it from both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, 1/3, sorry guys, my mouse isn't working really well today, 1/3 minus 1/5. Equals. Well, I know I'm going to have to do butterfly method because my denominators are not the same, so I'm going to start with using the butt of the butterfly. So 3 times 5 is going to get me 15 for my new denominator. Okay. This mouse is being really funky. I'm going to do my first wing, which is going to be my left wing, so 1 and 5. That's going to get me 5. My right wing, 3 and 1, which is going to get me 3. And then I'm going to have my body of my butterfly, which is subtract. Okay. So I know that 15 is my new denominator. And 5 minus 3 is going to get me 2. I also know that 2/15 is the smallest form. There's no factor that can go into 2 that can also go into 15. So that tells me that Summer weeded 2/15 of the garden, because if I took 2/15 and I added it to 1/5, I was going to get 1/3. And 1/3 was what Summer and George weeded, because we know when they were all done, they still had 2/3 left to do. Very confusing, very multi-step. It required you to do a lot of thinking. So I'm going to put my answer right in here of 2/15. Oops. Okay. I'll start you guys off with number 2, and then I'm going to have you guys finish 2 on your own and then do 3 and 4 completely independent. So number 2 is Jing spent 1/3 of her money on a pack of pens, 1/2 of her money on a pack of markers, and 1/8 of her money on a pack of pencils. What fraction of her money is left? Okay. I'm going to start you guys off by giving you a hint. We want to take all of her money and subtract it from what she has, which is 1 whole. So essentially, you are going to add all of the fractions together, then subtract it from 1 whole. Oops. There we go. Because if we add 1/3, 1/2, and 1/8, that's how much she spent. We want to find out how much she has left. So you're going to take what she spent and subtract it from a whole. Okay, so you're going to subtract it from a whole, which is also 1. Okay, that's my little tip for you guys to start that. Guys, these are not easy. These are going to be a little bit of a challenge. Please feel free to comment on here if you need help. Like I said, call me, text me, email me, dojo me, whatever works best for you. I will put my email or my phone number in this post, so I'll be here to help you guys with these. All right, take care and good luck.